Take a look at Donald Trump's official schedule for today. This is so astonishingly light that if this were Joe Biden's schedule, Fox would spend a day saying, is it time to invoke the 25th Amendment and remove him? Because he clearly simply cannot work. Look at this. Trump's first actual meeting is at 12:30. You'll notice at 8 a.m. he has what they call executive time. This is a euphemism that they created during Trump's first term. And it basically means Trump's watching TV, posting online, and calling sycophants who are willing to tell him he's doing a great job. We have this policy meeting at 12:30. He's pre-recording an interview at 2. He has a close to the press policy meeting at 3. And then he is doing signing time at 4, where sycophants put executive orders or bills in front of him to sign. And then that is it. He has no public event. He has no intelligence briefing. He has no news conference. His first substantive item is after lunch, and his day appears to end around 4. Now, I want to remind you that when there was reporting during the Biden administration that Biden was mostly working 10 to 4 for his public appearances, a 6-hour period, there was outrage. How could he only be doing that? And we knew that outside of that time, Biden was reading important policy reports and documents and receiving intelligence briefings, all stuff Donald Trump doesn't do. But even still, 10 to 4, he can't be president. He can't. We then got a report that Trump's actually mostly working 12 to 5. And then they said, oh, that's fake news. That's not true. But during those 5 hours, even if true, he's getting a lot done. And today his schedule is 12:30 to whenever his 4 o'clock signing is done. And the reporting that Donald Trump has limited his public schedule seems to be not only accurate, it seems to be generous. Today, we can't even identify 5 hours of work, 3 closed door events, a pre-recorded interview, and signing time. Now, is it possible that Donald Trump's private meetings are very long and demanding? I guess. I mean, it's true that the public schedule doesn't capture every presidential activity, but that charity, that defense was never extended to Joe Biden. When Biden worked from Delaware, they said, oh, that's a vacation day, even though his staff is with him, secure communications capabilities are there. The president still has responsibilities no matter where they are. And when Biden called a lid early, they said he's physically incapable of working. When Biden stumbled over a word, it was Sleepy Joe. He's cognitively disabled. He must be removed right now. Trump is 80. He falls asleep multiple times a week in public. His schedule, as light as it is completely padded with soft executive time, spending weekends golfing at his properties, and he reportedly has attended only a fraction of the intelligence briefings that Biden got. And some days, the supposedly hardest working president in history doesn't start identifiable presidential work until 12:30 in the afternoon, and he's done by 10 after 4. So once again, if we apply to Trump the standard they established for Biden, is Trump disabled? Is he capable of performing the job? Who's running the country before 12:30? Now, during Trump's first term, there were these leaked private schedules which showed that about 60% of Trump's working hours were this vague, amorphous executive time. And his first meetings often didn't start until 11 or 11:30. And what they said was, well, Trump's leadership style is a little bit different. Now, I guess that leadership style is back. Trump's older, he's slower, he's more confused, and he's working a really restricted public schedule. Now, the big story is the double standard. With Joe Biden, his age was a defining national crisis, and a single blank space on his calendar was proof that he was incapacitated. And with Trump, we're told, no. He's posting to the internet, guys. He's watching TV. He's talking to friends. That's hard work at the end of the day. If your grandpa spent the morning watching TV and arguing on Facebook with people and calling others to complain, would you say that that was a demanding shift at the office? Of course not. Now, Trump built this political brand around the claim that he is more vital and has more vigor than anybody, but Biden's too old, tired, and diminished to do any work. Trump's now working noon to 4, 12:30 to 4, and the people who were defending the attacks on Joe Biden and saying Biden must give us minute by minute proof of what he's doing, they suddenly aren't interested anymore. And we are supposed to look away and pretend that none of this is going on. Now, meanwhile, as we covered yesterday, Donald Trump has put on at least 20 pounds over a recent period of time. The disclosures from the health standpoint of health are completely lacking in specificity and completeness. And they just want us to look away from everything, even when we see a guy who really doesn't seem to be able to do it anymore. So, I know that Trump's diminishing vigor has been a story for a long time, and it just is sort of like continuing to slowly diminish, and maybe he'll be able to last the rest of his presidential term. Maybe he won't. We don't know. But I just wish people would hold Trump to the same standards they held Biden. Do we care about the presidential schedule or don't we? Is 10 to 5 too short? Because if it is, 12:30 to 4:10 must also be too short. And these people, as a reminder, don't really care about any of these principles. Presidential fitness is the most important thing when it's Biden. We don't want to be regulating businesses. Let them do what they want, except when we want Twitter to publish our COVID disinformation. We care about individual autonomy and freedom, except when we want to tell women what they can and can't do with regard to medical services. It is a waste of time to talk to them about their first principles. They'll have to go, let's go back to first principles. You guys don't have any. The only principles you have are what can I conveniently argue today? Let's not fall into that. This guy is working 12:30 to 4:10 and wants us to believe he is the vigorous, more vigorous than Barack Obama was in his late 40s when he became president. We don't believe it. It's obvious it's not true. Just stop lying to us, please. Thanks for watching. Check out this other video. And if you like our content, make sure to subscribe so YouTube puts our videos in your feed, and subscribe to the podcast on Spotify and Apple.